Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Money Talks with Njideka. On today's episode, we are going to talk about how much you should have saved in your emergency fund. Have you ever had one of those months? The water heater stops heating, the dishwasher stops washing, and your family ends up on a first name basis with the nurse at urgent care. Then, as you're driving to work, you see smoke coming from under your hood. Listen, bad things happen to the best of us, and sometimes it seems like they come in waves. That's when an emergency cash fund can come in handy. A 2019 bank rate survey found that 28% of Americans had no emergency savings. Another 25% of respondents said that cash that they had on hand would last less than 3 months in a financial crisis, okay? That's really important, especially given everything that just happened. This is why we need to make sure that we have emergency funds. So your question might be, well, how much money do I need? How large should an emergency fund be? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. The ideal amount may depend on your financial situation and lifestyle. For example, if you own a home or have dependents, you may be more likely to face financial emergencies, right? If a job loss could affect your income, you may need emergency funds for months. So coming up with cash is something you have to consider. If saving several months of income seems unreasonable, don't despair. Start with a more modest goal, such as saving $1,000, and build your savings a bit at a time, okay? Consider setting up automatic monthly transfers into a fund. Once your savings begins to build, now you may be tempted to use the money in the account for something other than an emergency. Try to avoid that. We have to have discipline. So instead, budget and prepare separately for bigger expenses that you know are coming. So where do I put it? Listen, many people open traditional accounts to hold their emergency funds. They typically offer modest rates of return. Another option is high yield savings. So you've seen high yield savings. There are different types, Ally, CIT, different types of banks out there. While high yield savings accounts offer slightly higher return than a traditional savings account, understand that you'll only be able to find them online. So that's why they're able to offer higher returns, because they don't really have a physical building. So they don't have the same operating costs that a traditional bank has to provide for. So they can offer you a little bit more in terms of the interest rate. Other people may turn to money market accounts, okay, or money market funds in terms of their emergency savings account. These accounts are considered low risk securities. So now we're dipping into investments, all right? Again, low risk. So money market funds, they're not backed by any government institution, right? Like the FDIC, which backs all banks, right? Which means they can technically lose money. Depending on your particular goals and the amount that you have saved, some combination of lower risk investments may be your best choice. One of the things that people often will do in terms of how much is having 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you have a business, some people choose to do 9 to 12 months worth of savings in an emergency fund. So ultimately, having an emergency fund may help to alleviate stress and worry that can come with them, right? If you lack emergency savings now, consider taking steps to create a cushion for your future. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, please be sure to post them in the comments below, and please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.